Welcome back to another vlog, everybody. It's a glorious day here in Bordeaux. Bit chilly, but glorious. So I've not been doing much this morning in the way of work, just to protect my back, which is getting better, everybody, so thank you for your best wishes. I'm just going to show you where we're up to with the shutters, and then I went shopping. Let's see what I've got to put in the house today. So you can see we've taken down the shutters on the left hand side, the aluminium shutters. We've prepared the other shutters in the middle for painting, and some of them have had a little lick of paint. These ones over here, we had to prepare these as well. I'm going to show you how we prepare these on another pair, but you can see all the different stages where we've been going. Basically, first of all, we sanded them off. Then we filled any cracks in the wood. You can see it looks a bit kind of messy at the moment, but then once we've filled them, we wait for that to dry and we sand them down. Now it's still, these need another sand down, but once they're sanded we can paint them and they turn out really good. Of course that's undercoat. We're going to go for a blue colour as per Bâtiment de France have asked us to. But you can see we're kind of halfway through. We had 4 sets of shutters that were non-existent. So they were those aluminium shutters we had to get rid of. And so we need to make 4 sets of shutters. Thankfully, you can buy them off the shelf, but they're a bit more complicated than just buying the size you want. So I'm going to take you through that process in a minute. I am, however, going to go and fit what I bought this morning in the house. So I've popped into the salon, which I suppose is one of the last rooms we've got to dress, to show you what I've been buying. Well, this room needs 2 of them, that's why I've come in here. But yes, I didn't go to a shop, I went to somebody's house. Somebody was selling their doorknobs. These are called Poignée Bordelais. And what makes them Bordelais is this here. They kind of bend. So we're missing one off this door here that goes through into the lovely summer room, and also one off this exterior door here. And because it's an exterior door, I'm going to use this one here. He did have others like this, but I only needed 2 and this one. It's not a particularly hard process, to be honest. You open the door, if you can get it open, which I can't because it needs to... There we go. So you open the door. I want this handle on the outside, and then literally pop the handle on the inside. There. Up. This is the hardest bit, getting the little pin in to keep it all in place. There we go, done. One old door handle on. I think that's looking pretty darn good myself. So I have to choose one of these 2. And out of all of his door handles, this one here was my favourite. And this is the one we're going to use on this door, because it's going to get a lot more use. And I absolutely love the patina and the kind of grain on the wood. It's just stunning. Simple as it seems, there is a right and wrong way to putting these on. This here is ingenious Bordelais invention. Basically, when you have a double door and you come to close it here, if your handle was like this. As it closes, I shall show you on the other side. If your handle was like this, as it closes, you'd get little nicks on those knuckles. So, what some guy did in Bordeaux was create this. And basically, it goes here, so that when you close, you don't hurt your knuckles. And like that, it's done. Just for completeness, you can see there's no way of hurting your hand on this side. And there's the side where it was put to the side, the door handle. So I'm on my way back upstairs now, just to show you where that last door handle went. Here we go. So that's looking really good now. It was looking a right mess before. And we're in the room we've just decorated. There is one problem. So that is another job ticked off the list. And that list is getting smaller and smaller. I can see the end is in sight here on this build. We've got one big project to do, which is coming up very shortly in the vlogs, and that is the garden, ready for turfing. So that's going to be an epic time lapse and an epic vlog to show the difference between start and finish. It's just going to be unbelievable. On saying the fact that the list is getting shorter, yes it is, but today's little job has actually created more work for me. I can't stand something and I'll have to show you. Beautiful new door handle, well, renovated door handle. Beautiful door handle with paint on it and dull brass. And that can be said, maybe not for this one, but can be said for a lot of the door handles. They are covered in paint and I just can't stand it. So, seeing how beautiful those look, here we've got another one covered in paint. And let's see these ones covered in paint again, looking rather dull. So seeing how good those newly renovated door handles were, I think all of the door handles are going to need taking off, sanding the wood, polishing the brass, and then oiling the wood back up again, probably with a bit of the stuff that we use on the floor. So, one step forward, 2 steps back. No, but it's really, really important. We can't leave the door handles like that. It'd bug me. Time to get back outside into that nice, warm, sunny weather and put a shutter together. So there you can see it's quite an easy task getting those shutters together. There is a bit more involved in it though, to make sure that in the long term the shutters stay as they are. So I'll show you now. So these are all the shutters I've been making, and you can see there's a little hole there where I was screwing in. If we just left these as they were and screwed them to the shutters, not worrying too much, to the metal holding the shutters, not worrying too much, after time what we'd have was the shutter would do this, and it'd lean down. You'd see all these different pieces of wood at different levels. So to stop that, we have these square holes here where we're going to drill through bolts with square kind of lugs on the bolts, and then of course we'll trim off any of the other excess bolt that we don't need, and basically that is going to block each of these pieces of wood in place so they don't move and kind of drop over time towards the end. So there'll be one at the top and one at the bottom, and that will make sure that these shutters stay flat for the whole of their life. But before we can even get on to putting those kind of hinges on, we need to do a bit of work on the shutters themselves and the openings for the shutters, because the shutters themselves are not the right size. They need to be cut down, and then we're going to put like a little piece of wood on that will kind of extend the shutters to exactly the right size. You may think, oh, it's going to look silly, it's going to look bad, but once it's filled and once it's painted, you won't even notice that little piece of wood put on there. And then of course cutting them to size, and then we can think about wedging the shutters into place a little bit above the windowsill so that they don't touch the windowsill if they sag at all. So once they're wedged in, then we can think about getting those metal hinges on, and also the hinge holders into the stone. So this is where I'm talking about. We need to have a little bit of height off there, so we'll put a spacer on there, and then we're going to wedge the shutters in all the way around of the window, so that we know that there's lots of space for movement around. And then roughly where you can see there used to be holes, we might use those holes, or we might drill new holes for the shutters, for the actual hinges. So that's where we're at really. We've got a lot to do still, so I'm going to get on preparing those shutters. You can see I've been preparing shutters ready for painting. Those are off the ornate door just here, so they need to go back on along with some of the shutters from upstairs. So it's a cold Saturday morning, and I came to the build early this morning to get going on the 4 sets of shutters that we have to replace the aluminium shutters that were quite ugly. So today's the day we should be getting them on. So these are the shutters I've prepared, brand new shutters. These are the hinges as such, and I've got a bit of cutting down. Like I said, these are not standard sizes, the shutters at Passion Project, but the shutters are sold in standard sizes, so I do have kind of room to play with on these shutters, so I'll literally just chop it off where I want. They are now the right width, so we have one larger shutter with this little bit of wood that I've extended it with, and the other shutter is just slightly smaller. But the smaller shutter, we shall put an extra piece of wood that kind of is the close as such. So the opening of where the shutters are going, the first one is 193.5. I'm looking over there because I have a little kind of notepad of my numbers so I don't get lost. So with the opening being 193.5, we're going to cut this shutter at 191.5, which gives us a centimetre at the bottom and a centimetre at the top to play with. I did check on the old shutters and they've done exactly that. Like I say, the width is practically there, and we have like 7.5 mil, something like that, either side, and then a gap in the middle that's going to be covered with another piece of wood. You'll see when we actually get going on putting that on. So now I'm going to do a quick time lapse and just show you cutting of the wood, and then we'll figure out where we're going to put these hinges on the shutter. So the cutting went quite quick. I've set these hinges out now on the wood, and I'll show you a little trick I've done. So all I'm going to do right now is put a bolt in here and a bolt in here and the same up top there, just in case I've got something wrong. And what I've done is I drew a line, a square line along here, and I've just put this slightly underneath the square line, and up here it's on the line. I did that because knowing how things go with time, the shutter is only going to drop. It's never going to go up towards the top of the opening. So what I thought was I'd get ahead of it dropping, if that makes sense, if it does drop. A couple of mil isn't going to change much on the on the actual aesthetics, so I thought, well, you know what, I'll just cheat a little bit there, and let's see how that goes. I'm going to attach these, and then we can actually get on to the next one, get that cut, attach the others, and then I can go and present them at the window. Of course, these are black hinges, whereas on the other side they're painted. We will paint them. There is another difference, that the other hinges go to the front of the shutter. These are on the back of the shutter. But once everything's painted, I don't think you'll notice, especially because they're on the other side of the house. So now you can see, after a bit of jiggery pokery, the shutter is in place. It's the hinges still need actually sticking in place with the resin, but I'll show you how it's looking. I'll take them down, stick them in, and pop it back up, and then all I've got to do is just literally put the finishing piece of wood on, which really does kind of finish it off. Apart from that, I've just got the little kind of tie backs for the windows, for the shutters, sorry. I'll show you those after. So you can see nice neat lines everywhere, and here I'm just literally going to pop a piece of wood that goes over the joint there. I do have a piece of wood down here holding the bottom of the shutters up, so that when I actually set them on the hinges, there's a gap at the bottom as well. You can see I've got a slight bit of adjustment to do there. Oh, there we go, it'll go up, so that's not a problem. So when they get stuck in, it'll be fine. Same up top as well, that one needs pushing up. The bells, another bells. Okay, I know that you were really wanting a reveal, tonight.
I did, but the bells are still ringing us. So you have to wait just a bit longer. Just a bit longer.
I know it's midday, but I mean, the French do like to stop to eat, and don't have a go at me for having a go at the French, because I'm not having a go. But that just takes it to another level, doesn't it? Quickly, everyone, in to eat. Right, yeah. Well, we're just going to carry on, because otherwise I'll be waiting hours with these bells. Oh, I thought it'd stop then. So, yeah, you wanted a reveal, but there were so many little jobs that it's just kind of dragging on this, isn't it?
It is.
I have fitted the other piece of wood,
Mm-hmm.
and you can film me doing that on another shutter if you like. So now we're at the stage where we have the shutters that close.
And they look great.
These are going to be painted blue, by the way.
I know. I didn't say anything.
So yeah, to match the others, and these little bolts on the other side, nuts on the other side, are all going to be painted blue as well. So now what I need to do is get the two little ladies on the wall.
Ladies?
Yeah. Pause it, I'll go get them.
Okay. Where are your ladies that you're going to put on the wall? Oh, okay, now I see what the ladies are.
So we open the shutter,
Mm-hmm.
turn the lady's head round, drop it into place, and it locks in place, and the shutter locks behind it.
And how does it come off? Lift it?
Lift it and drop it, and then the shutter can
nice.
open.
Yeah.
So up there, I've already put them on, and I've put them on the fourth one. So you can kind of lean out the window and still unhook it.
Mm-hmm.
I think most of the time people would keep shutters open these days.
Yes, maybe in the evening just close them. And
Well, no, because you've got curtains, you've got double glazing, you don't need to close them anymore. You've got air conditioning, no need to close them. So I'm going to get these two on the wall for you, and then I'll show you what else we've got to fit, because it just goes on and on and
it
on.
has
and on.
taken a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we started filming this and doing this project when Mount Ed was still here, and there's no more Mount Ed, is there? He's gone forever.
Yes, Mount Ed's gone. Okay, let's get it on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll do me. In the centre of the fourth, and away we go.
What's going on? What you pointing at? Oh, you're going?
I got to go up again.
Yeah. Because you did those whilst I was trying to edit the video.
Okay. So we have to blow the hole out to get a good adhesion for the chemical resin.
So that's a special product that you put in?
Yeah, it's mixing in the tube, and basically it sets stronger than stone. So should be perfect for the job. This is one of my banes of my life when they come out. Until you had this product, they always came out. It's better that it's overflowed, and then I can clean up afterwards. Okay. So I'm going to have to maybe not make one there. I was going to make a wedge, but I think we'll be alright. I will make a wedge. Right, let's go. There we go, that's in place. Move on to the other side. Hopefully the scaffold's not in the way. Of course it's in the way. Okay. Right, no joint. I am keeping my head well away from the hole so I won't be breathing in any dust from the stone. So I have left the slightest of margins so that the shutter will open wide enough to get the lady's head to block it, but it won't rattle if it's windy. I would never use a lady's head to block a shutter. Last step, of course, will be touching up all the paintwork, but in the meantime, this is what we're going to use to lock the shutters in place if we were to close the shutters. So I think probably somewhere around here we'll have that, and it'll dangle down like that.
Wait, because I can't get it from the...
So it's going to dangle down like that, and then when you want to lock it, we're going to have this on the other side so that it just locks nice and neatly.
Yeah.
So I think the best thing to do is possibly put this on where we want it, and then we'll have to close the shutters to figure out where we put this.
Yeah.
I think that's enough for today, Anna.
Yes, it is, Ed.
Had enough. It's been a grueling 2.5, 3 weeks, hasn't it, really, on these shutters?
It has.
It just keeps going on and on and on. Like today, I just got my last set of shutters ready, took them up the scaffold, and I realised that somehow I've lost 2 kind of holders for the shutters, so I'll have to go and buy some more of those. Back's hurting too, and also the only shutter that I slightly measured wrong, it needs a little bit extra off, is of course the last one. So yeah, I'm happy we've got all the closings on all the shutters now. There's loads of little retouches to do on the painting, so I think it's going to be at least the next vlog, if not the vlog after, before we can reveal the whole of the front of the house with perfectly renovated shutters, or brand new shutters as well.
Oh, thank you all for watching.
If you've enjoyed today's vlog, you know what to do. Subscribe, hit the like button, because it really matters if you hit the like button, and also ring that bell so you can know when our premieres are on. See you next time.